Today we got Larry Bird stories that prove that he was the best trash talker ever. Now y'all been requesting this heavily in my last video about Larry Bird, so we're gonna get straight into it. If you're new to the channel, please like, comment, subscribe. We're on the road to 1,000 subs. We finally hit our goal with 500 subs. I really appreciate all the love. I really appreciate you guys. Let's get straight into it.
Larry Bird was one of the biggest trash talkers in basketball. And a lot of people say, really? You know, they thought it was Reggie or Charles.
Bird used to tell me, look here, man. You're supposed to be a great defender, right? And I'm going to make sure I tell you where I'm going to shoot the ball at.
Yeah, he said, I'm going to get it right here. I'm going to shoot it right in your face.
And I'm looking at this guy like, he's nuts.
I'm going to go shoot this motherfucking jumper in your face right there in that corner. And it's going to be your Christmas present. I'm going to wrap it up and bust your head open.
And that's exactly what he did.
If you say you're going to hit a shot in a certain place, he's going to do just that, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Being a better player each step I took, I was able to do a little more than the other guys. I had a green light. I could make plays, but I always knew early on, especially when I was a junior and senior high school, that probably the outcome of the game was going to depend on me.
Well, yeah, I interviewed Gary Payton, a venomous trash talker. And I asked him who the most vicious trash talker he's ever encountered. He said Larry Bird.
Oh, no question.
Bird talk shit, like we talk.
Let me tell y'all something. Bird used to tell me, look here, man. I'm gonna go shoot this motherfucking jumper in your face right there in that corner. And it's gonna be your Christmas present. I'm gonna wrap it up and bust your head open. All that shit. He told me, young fella, let me tell you something. I can shoot a jumper.
Oh no, yo, I'm not gonna pause a lot since it's like 20 minutes long. But bro, do y'all think, like, for all my old heads, you feel me? I call y'all old heads, no disrespect, but for all my old heads, like, yeah, do y'all think KG, because I heard KG was a good trash talker as well. Do y'all think he's a better trash talker than Larry Bird? Y'all let me know down below. From what I'm hearing, bro, Larry Bird, like, bro, it's making me like Larry Bird way more now, bro. Like, I just said after the last video that Larry Bird was turning into one of my favorite players of all time, bro. And I didn't even get to watch him live since I'm so young. But since the last I watched the video, bro, I was damn. Go check Go check the video out, bro. Al Danner was crying at the end, bro. Larry Bird is something crazy, bro. He's special. I ain't gonna lie. Do y'all think he's the best trash talker of all time? Let me know down below in the comment section.
Anywhere I want to. You're supposed to be a great defender, right? I'm gonna make sure I tell you where I'm gonna shoot the ball at. And I was like, man, come on now, you're not gonna shoot the ball. And so he said, I'm gonna take you over in that corner right there. You see it over there by my bench, right? And I'm gonna give you something, and it's gonna be this jumper. So he went right to that corner, and I'm up on him, I'm under him, and he said, young fella, what did I tell you I was gonna do? And he turned around, raised up, it was all drawn. And I said, shit, I ain't gonna mess with you no more. He was the coldest dude I ever seen with that shit, man. Everybody be talking about these greats, they'll be always mentioning him. He was the shit. Yeah. The shit, man. He'll give it to you any way he wanted to. Larry Bird was cold.
Oh, he was cold for sure.
Oh my God, Bird talked trash to everybody. I always tell the story about Larry Bird. I remember him, he was cursing under his breath. And I asked him, I said, Larry, what's going on with you? He says, you guys are being disrespectful to me. And I says, what are you talking about? He says, you guys are putting a white guy on me. That's disrespectful. I just started laughing. I had no comeback when he says, it's disrespectful.
Hey, I mentioned that in the last video. I asked if y'all if that was real, because I heard of that story before. He said he felt disrespected if you put a white guy on him. I didn't know if that was real. And like I told y'all, I don't like bringing race into everything. I didn't know that was real or not. So when I found out that was real, when y'all told me, I'm like, bro, this just made Larry even more colder, bro. Like, he funny as shit for that shit, bro. He said, don't put no white boy on me, bro. No white boy on me. It's disrespectful, bro. That's so funny to me, bro. Like, that's so funny. Like, bro, Larry the legend, bro.
When y'all put a white
Larry's
guy
a legend.
Larry said, I'm insulted that they would put a sorry dude like you on me. He said, no, I don't even want to play no more. He would drop the ball and take a turnover. And I'm looking at this guy like, he's nuts, you know?
The story goes that when he played against Denver, they had a guy named John Hansley, a white guy, really good defender, right?
Okay.
They put him on Larry, and Larry was wearing his ass out.
Absolutely.
And Larry would run by the bench and tell Doug Moe, who was the coach, get him off me. That's disrespectful. Put a black guy on me. Because when he played back in the day, that's all he played against was brothers. So he was like, I had to torch his ass so they understand.
And Larry got on the roll, started shooting the ball. Every shot was going in. All right, he runs by Frank Lehman, who's the funniest guy in the league. And Frank is coaching, and Larry says to him, hey, Frank, don't you have anybody on that bench that can guard me? He goes, so nobody out here can. Frank looked down at the bench and goes,
No. Along with Steve Jones and Rick Barry, this is Bob Neal. Just moments before the American Airlines Sheraton long-distance shootout.
The All-Star game is in Dallas, the first three-point contest, and he just starts looking at guys, doesn't say a word, and people are getting kind of nervous. Everybody's sitting there, everybody's real quiet. You knew the guys, but you never were around them. And nobody's really saying anything, so I walk in and look around, and then he finally speaks and says, I'm just looking to see who's going to finish second.
And says, I hope all you guys in here are thinking about second place because I'm winning this.
Excuse me?
Did you really say that? Who's playing for second?
Yeah, I did. I felt so bad.
When you walked in there, what were you thinking when you made that announcement to the room? Just messing with all those guys?
I know going into that, I remember in the locker room, Robert said something that there's no way in hell I was going to win that three-point contest. So I knew right then I had to win it.
That chick's had my name on it for a week now, and I knew I was going to win this thing. I've been practicing, and my teammates said I wasn't going to win it, but I came back and lucked out, really.
Bird would luck out again the next year, but in 1988, it looked like his luck had finally run out.
Bro, I'm sorry to pause it, but I don't think y'all understand. This is like mid-early 80s. He's making all these threes back to back to back. Now, I don't know if you guys got to fact check me or not, but I don't know when the three-point like line came out, but I know it wasn't out too much before this. So it had to just come about, you know what I'm saying? He's already that good at three-pointers, bro. I ain't gonna lie. For all my old heads, I'm going to give Bird credit, bro, where credit is due. Bird can play in this day and age, bro, because I think he's that skilled enough to do it. Honestly, I think Larry Bird is that skilled enough to play in this modern day NBA right now. I think and I don't say that about a lot of older players back then, because I'm not a big fan of the old generation. I do give credit where credit is due. Larry Bird could play right now. He has the size. He has the skill. He could play right now. Bro, he will be deadly, bro. If he's shooting like this, and the NBA line just came out, bro, give him a decade with the NBA line, bro. He's going crazy, bro.
Quickly, 14. This is a tie for the money. Yo!
Look at Jordan. He should.
The score was he knew that ball was going to win the competition for him, and it's almost like he did it in dramatic fashion just to make it more fun.
He knew it when he let it go and was headed for the winner's circle. He didn't take off his top yet. Oh, yeah. I didn't see when he took off his top.
Larry used to come in the locker rooms. He'd be getting his ankles taped, and he'd say, hey, ball boy, run in and go find the scoring record in this building. He needed those kind of challenges.
He had accomplished every goal. We hadn't lost a game on the trip. And Larry told all of us players and the media too, tomorrow night's the last game of the trip, I'm going to play this one left-handed at least through three quarters.
It was at a time when, McHale was still coming off the bench.
And so Larry scores his sixth point on a left-handed shot.
And I'll never forget it. McHale yells out.
And McHale goes, hey, Jerome, wait till he starts shooting right-handed.
And at the end of three quarters, and then get 27 points left.
That's crazy,
well,
bro.
Left hand is one thing, but when the game got close, I had to go back to the right one.
He could hold all these things in his head during a game. So he'd have a shooting drill at the old Boston Garden.
4:30 in the afternoon. I was an early guy. I'd set up early. The garden would be dark.
Late in the afternoon by himself, dark garden. Come out with an equipment guy and just do the perimeter, shoot for half hour. All you heard was swishing.
If he missed a shot during that thing, he'd say that the Bull Gang set up something wrong with the rim. Otherwise that would have gone in.
I'd get there early, plug in my Stone Age computer right next to the bench. He'd come over, he'd call me Scoop, say, Scoop, what are you working on? I'm saying, I'm doing an early story.
Then I'd say, well, I'm doing an early edition newspaper story about your free throw streak.
You were approximating the NBA record for consecutive free throws, so don't miss one tonight or I'll look bad in the paper.
Sure enough, first half, he goes to the line for two, and the foul line is lined up right where we're sitting if he looks over.
He's at the line. He makes the first.
He looks over and winks at me.
He looks over and winks at me before he makes the second. I mean, guys don't do that today.
You just cold, bro.
Always thinking about these things. It's like paying off a bet in the middle of a game. He was doing two things at once.
Well, you had the bird night.
I had the bird night. Yeah, that was a tough night, man.
But nobody was guarding Bird, were they?
Well, we were trying.
You were trying to.
No, but when a guy is literally coming up the court, calling his shots.
Yeah, bro. I know Larry Bird be calling his shots. I got a quick question for y'all though. For all my old heads out there, bro, was Doc Rivers like that? Was he like that back then? Let me know. Because as a coach, I think he's trash. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Go fake to you. I don't think Doc Rivers is good as a coach. I think he's trash as a coach. You know what I mean? But if, y'all let me know down below if Doc Rivers is good, bro. I think he's trash. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I think Doc Rivers is trash as a coach. I've never seen him play, though. So y'all let me know something.
In that game, we're on the free throw line, and he literally says,
"It's off the glass. Who's next? Where do you want this one from?" And he just made one after another, and he just tortured it mentally. That game, he tortured all of them.
I think Bird went by the bench one time too.
He fell in the bench.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, and he called that one. That was the one where he fell in it. He literally said, "Off the glass into the trainer." And, yeah.
His last shot, he said, in the trainer's lap, coming down the court. He shot this high rainbow. It goes in. Ricky bumps into him and he knocks him on our trainer's lap. So it was exactly what he said.
Antoine Carr and Cliff Levingston got fined by Fratello, I think.
And Eddie Johnson for celebrating.
Celebrating Bird.
Yeah, it was the best film session. Every time when I see Mike, we still laugh.
God,
it was the greatest film session ever because back then, you watched the real game and just went, with a video. And Mike rewound the celebration 20 times.
And they show a shot of our bench. Cliff Livingston and Eddie Johnson are standing up giving each other high five.
I mean, everybody was entertained by this. Even the guys on the Atlanta bench.
They got fined for that, I heard.
Yeah. Watch the reactions on the Atlanta bench.
They got fined for that? Oh my God. Hey, bro, Larry. Bro, I ain't gonna lie. He making a compel argument for being the GOAT, my nigga. Cause like his aura is crazy, bro. I'm gonna try not to cuss in this video a lot, but bro, I just couldn't imagine. Right, let's put it in perspective, y'all. Imagine you're in the NBA, right? And bro, you just got this guy just talking crazy to you, like telling you what move he's gonna do. He's doing it, making it, bro. That is insane, bro. Larry Bird really paved the way for this trash talking shit. Now that I'm realizing it, because when I used to think of trash talking before I got into learning more about Larry Bird this past couple days, is that I learned that trash talking kind of like was Kobe shit. You know what I'm saying? I thought Kobe was the one who was calling his shots and shit and saying what he was gonna do and do it. No, bruh. He got that shit from Bird. All of them got this shit from Bird. I almost thought KG was a better trash talker than dude, but I don't know. Bird might have it, bro. With the trash talking shit, Bird got it, bro. Seriously. Bird got the trash talking shit for surely, because if somebody tell me what they gonna do and do it, he said he was gonna fall in the trainer's lap after he made the shot. Do y'all know how ridiculous that sounds? You know how insane that is to actually pull off and do? That's crazy, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Watch Cliff Levingston over here. I think this is
That's
Cliff.
tough. And they celebrating this shit.
And Fratello wouldn't let it go. He just kept rewinding. Showing the guys, you remember they're giving each other high five.
And then somebody falls off the bench.
Yeah,
too.
that was Eddie Johnson.
Yeah.
Eddie Johnson falls off the bench in laughter, and Antoine Carr and Cliff gives each other high five. And our film session was 20 minutes of that. And so it was a bad night.
The first game against Larry Bird, it was shocking. And I'm a rookie, I go shake his hand, and he put both hands behind his back. And I'm saying, okay, he's getting his head ready to play. First play of the game, he says, "I don't know where they got you guarding me, Holmes." And he shoots a three. I was pissed. I said, I wasn't mad he hit the three. But this bitch called me Holmes.
Bro, like, why
and
he
so
called him that?
it's set up for a really interesting game. Because I remember one time I came down and I dunked it on him. He laying on the ground. He fouled me, and I'm pointing. And he said, "Hey, Rook." I said, "What?" He said, "I like you. He said, you got balls, but I'm still going to get 30 on your ass." He got about 38, so he kind of proved his point.
He had 38.
I wasn't upset about that because, back then, as a rookie, you got to pay your dues. Simple as that.
It was funny, the first time that I played in my rookie year, I guarded Larry Bird, and it took me about 10 minutes to realize I should be probably guarding him instead of staring at him. And he came down, it was funny, he came down one time, and Mark West was the center on our team, and Larry looked at me, and then he looked at Mark, and he said, "Mark, I'm going to go down, I'm going to come off the screen, I'm going to catch it right there, I'm going to turn around, I'm going to shoot it in the rookie's face, and then I'm going to run down the floor." And that's exactly what he did.
That's crazy.
And I'm sitting there, that just happened.
But did he talk to you, or you weren't
He
good
talked
enough?
through me. He never addressed me.
I love that.
Like I wasn't even there.
And did Mark West going?
Mark was like, all right,
okay,
man.
all right.
You probably will.
And then he did.
He did it.
Well,
There was nothing I could do about it.
He backed up whatever he said. If he tell you gonna hit a shot to certain place, or if he gonna take you down to the post, turn around, hit a fadeaway J, he gonna do just that, and ain't nothing you can do about it.
These guys came in together.
Bro, one thing, because y'all know I'm a LeBron fan, right? Obviously, I got LeBron as my GOAT because I'm a new gen baby. I got to respect it, just how I respect Bird. The one thing I do wish that Larry has that LeBron don't is like more stories like this. So like I know Brian controls the game with his passing and his scoring ability and shit like that, but I'm more so talking about the trash talk. I want to hear it. I got to hear some trash talking stories from Brian. Like the way they explaining this nigga Bird. I'm not gonna try to keep cussing, but the way they be explaining this story about Bird, bro, is insane. Like they make it seem like he was like a demigod, bro. Damn near. Like he was a demigod. Like I need to hear more stories about Brian like that when it comes to like trash talking and getting into your opponent's head. Because it looked like Larry Bird was the best at it. And I'm pretty sure LeBron respect Larry Bird. He got him in his top 3 anyways. But I'm just saying, like, Larry Bird, bro, the trash talking shit, he's boosting his aura while doing that shit, bro. Like, seriously.
Together. In 81, there's Kevin, there's Larry, there's Robert, Dennis Johnson, Danny Ainge. They knew what each other could do. And what I did was said, okay, let's see what's happening out there. And you'd see Larry shooting a 3-pointer, and then I'd call a timeout, and they didn't count the 3-pointer.
Larry just hit what would have been the game-winning shot, but KC called timeout.
It won't count. It does not count. Boston had called a timeout.
Larry came back to the bench, and he was a little upset.
So he's very upset with that. So I diagrammed the play. He says, head with the play, Case. Hey guys, when I come back after timeout, I'm going to go right to the same spot. I'm going to kick it in. Give me the ball and tell all the rest of the guys to get out of the way. I said, shut up, Larry. I'm the coach here. Okay. All right. Then you should take the ball out, give it to Kevin, then you throw it to Larry, and everybody get the hell out of the way.
Celtics are down by 2 points, and Bird is out by the 3-point line, and he's being guarded by a guy named Johnny High.
He goes down before the ball is thrown in, and he's standing right in front of the Phoenix bench, and he looks at all the guys on the bench and says,
yeah, I'm just fixing to bust a 3 on you guys and just go home. I'm tired of it.
And he says, watch my hand as I follow through.
And, Johnny High sort of smiles and laughs about it.
And I was supposed to cut off the high post and post up for a second and then go across and set a pick. Well, I came off the pick and I was wide open and I stood there waiting for the ball. I had a smaller guy to post up and Larry just waved me out of the way saying, get out of here, get out of the way.
And then he just turns around and shoots a perfect 3.
As the ball's in the air, he kind of turns towards the Phoenix bench and yells, told you so, and takes off running to the locker room.
As he continues on to the dressing room. Now, that's what you call arrogance.
And from that time, I learned to run Larry's play, not the coach's play.
He wanted the light on him. He wanted the focus, and he wanted that ball. And if KC would ever call somebody else's play, Larry would just say, no. I'm shooting this ball, and he would.
I get a charge when I tell someone on the opposing team that I'm going to hit the last second shot and then do it. That's what it's all about.
Tie game, 13 seconds to play. Celtics basketball.
During the timeout, I'm going through a play. And about that time, Larry steps in and says, Coach, why don't you just give me the ball and tell everybody to get out of the way? That's Larry. If he wants the ball, he wants the ball. After the timeout, we walked back on the court, and then Xavier was guarding him. So he tells Xavier, he says, I'm getting the ball.
I said, I know, I'm going to be waiting. And he said, I'm going to get it right here. I'm going to shoot it right in your face.
5, and Bird has the basketball. Look out.
That's
Larry
insane,
Bird,
bro.
just phenomenal.
That's what I'm talking about, y'all.
Came out
That right there. That's the stories I need to hear from Brian. Like, when Brian retired, that's the shit I got to hear, bro. Like, I got to hear them talking about him calling his shots. Because that shit makes you even more legendary, despite your skills and everything. That mentality, bro. That's one thing I can say Brian be missing is a more so like people say a killer mentality. I want to say mostly like a killer mentality because I believe LeBron's a killer. I just think like, I don't know, like, I don't know how to explain it. Like the trash talkiness is like, I love it. I love it, bro. It's like so entertaining and it makes like everything more serious. You know what I mean? I don't want to call it a killer mentality because I don't think it's a killer mentality. I just think, I don't know, it's like a swagger. You know what I mean? Like a swagger to their game. Like that's what I'm going to call it. Like Larry Bird has swag. If you ain't hear it before, you heard it now. You heard it first right here. Larry Bird has swag, bro.
Had about that exact spot and shot a shot right in my face. And, you know, he was like, I didn't mean to leave 2 seconds on the clock. I walked back to the sideline like, damn.
Larry Bird was one of the biggest trash talkers in basketball. And a lot of people say, really? You know, they thought it was Reggie or Charles. Larry Bird talked more trash on the basketball court than anybody I've ever played against. So we playing him the last play. He says to James Worthy, he says, you guys don't have to worry about it. I'm going to go right over that corner. And I'm going to catch it, I'm going to shoot it, and I'm going to tie the game or win the game, whatever the case may be. They take the ball out, and I think it was either Danny or
DJ?
The late, great DJ.
Yeah.
You DJ coming down, right, with the ball. Oh, great DJ, that's good. So pass it to Larry, he's in that corner. Now I got to go out and close Larry Bird out. So as I'm running out to Larry Bird, he's talking trash to me. I don't know why you running out here.
While he's running out to him?
Who says that in the middle of the game? He said, I'm gonna wait till you get 1 step away from me and I'm gonna shoot it right in your face. So I got 1 step away. He shoots it all net. 3-pointer, good.
Take the ball out, man crow right to the corner, caught the shot, shot a 3, game over. It's like, are you effing kidding me?
That's legendary, bro. Very legend.
All that running for nothing.
And he was saying in such a calm way that you didn't think it was trash talking, but it's trash talking. You're not gonna tell me you're gonna go over there and shoot the ball in my face. That's trash talking. But he would tell you before the play even started. He'd tell you where he's going. He'd tell you when he catches, there's nothing you can do about it. And it was great trash talking.
Straight money.
Because it wasn't vulgar. I mean, he wasn't pounding his chest. You can just be.
That's more so a KG, how they talk about, like, it don't even seem like it was trash talking, but it was. Like, he, like, politely, like, busting your ass and telling you, like, that he's going to bust your ass. KG is more calling you out your name. You know what I'm saying? But, bro, if y'all had a player to compare Larry Bird to this modern day era, I'm gonna ask my old heads for the question. I know y'all watching this video, man. I love my old heads, man. I love my old heads. I got a question for y'all, man. It could be a trick question, but who can y'all compare Larry Bird to, like, in the modern day NBA right now? Comment down below. Is it Luka Doncic? Who is it? You know, what person or player reminds you of Larry Bird the most in the NBA right now? That's the question. Answer it down below right now. I'm about to get back to the vid.
Standing next to him, you know, I would jump out and try to block a shot on rotation, and he'd say, Scott,
you jump high, but you don't jump that high. You can't get this.
Scott, you're a little too late. Scott, you're not getting that. Why are you even jumping? Why are you running that? All game.
He'd say something like, don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. I mean, he talked the whole game, and it was, you know, after the game and after years of thinking about it, you're like, man, that dude, why he's one of the greatest players ever played.
He got great arc on his shot, bro.
Our sportscaster played the Superman theme when he was talking about him that night after the game because he did everything, points, rebounds, assists, just steals, you name it. Larry has such a great mind for the game. I had a lot of respect for him as a competitor.
That competitive nature, the work ethic, because I asked a lot of questions. You know, playing with Byron Scott, I asked him a lot of questions. Eddie Jones, Magic.
What I said.
James Worthy.
He got that shit from Bird.
All the Laker greats, I would always sit down and just ask them questions. What actually happened there? What did you feel there and why? You know, Bird tough to defend, why? Because he looked slow as shit to me. So like, I'm missing something. So like, tell me what I'm missing. You know what I mean?
You know, like I was saying, growing up in Boston, people all used to always talking about that he can't jump, he can't do this, he can't do that. And, you know, a lot of my friends was like that, you know. So, I got to the league. I called all my friends back up. I said, you know, all that trash that you were talking, you need to squash all that. This man is great. Whatever you were saying,
is an understatement.
Man who can't jump, he's the
bro. He just 360.
He's doing it on everybody. He's doing it on the best defensive players in the league.
Yeah.
I never forget driving, and I'm listening to a game. It's New Mexico State playing Indiana State. I don't really care about the game, but New Mexico State is right up the streets from El Paso, and I went to UTEP, and we're big rivalries. So I'm hoping that Indiana State will beat New Mexico State. And I'm listening to the radio, and I have no clue of the players on either team. All of a sudden, this name keeps coming. Bird. He goes to the right. Bird. He makes the shot. Bird. I said, God damn, who is Bird? Bird. You know, here's Bird. and Bird this and Bird. Oh, did you see the pass that Bird made?
Ugh.
I can't see it, but I'm just trying to imagine it. When the time I got to the end, I said, damn, that brother can play.
He could go. He could ball.
I got the newspaper the next morning and saw Larry's picture. I said, damn. Larry, it wasn't you know, be honest with you. The young lady that said you were her favorite player, mine too. I love you too, Magic, but not as much as I like Bird.
Always talk about great basketball players, and they don't never mention him to be up in that round. But Larry Bird was cold. I don't think nobody ever could get out with him. You ask Magic. That's why Magic had a run, and he was mad when he had to retire in '92 because of what he was going to be missing with Larry Bird. And then you remember Larry Bird took 2 more years, and then he quit because he said his main guy who he wanted to play against is gone.
I'm going to tell this story. We're in LA, and I'm hurt. I got a pulled hamstring, so I'm not playing tonight. So I can't play against the Celtics. You know, I'm killing myself. You know, Larry's warming up. The anthem is sung and get introduced. And right before they go out on the court, Larry comes down. He said, you know what? Since you're here, I'm going to put a show on for you. So you just sit back and watch, okay? Don't worry. I'm going to put a show on for you. And I'm like, man, get out of my face, man. Want to hear that? You know, that's Celtics and the Lakers. And he went out. I think he scored 38 points, about 20 rebounds, about
20 rebounds?
Assists. And
15 assists?
He would shoot. He would turn to me. Every time he hit one, he'd look at me. And I said, boy, you know, the thing about it that I love about you is that most guys talk trash and can't back it up. But Mr. Bird, you know you can back your trash talking up. And last but not least, I'm gonna say this because you told me one lie. You only told me one lie in your career. Pretty good. Only one. And you only lied to the fans and all the people in the world one time. Do you know what that lie was? You don't remember, do you? Larry Bird said that there would be another Larry Bird one day. And Larry, there will never, ever, ever be another Larry Bird. And so, this is mine, and I signed it to you, to the greatest basketball player ever, but more important, a friend forever. I love you, I respect you, and I admire you.
Bro, why do I get emotional every time I watch this shit? I just watched this shit yesterday or 2 days ago. Why am I getting emotional again? Every time I hear Magic talk about Bird, I get so emotional, bruh. Fuck. That's gonna do it for this video, man. If you did enjoy this video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. We on the road to 1,000 subs, and let's try to get this video to 1,000 likes. 1,000 likes, and I'm gonna bring you guys. I think I'm gonna react to his passing video because I really want to see how good of a passer he was. Because in the last video we watched, bro, he was throwing the shit between niggas' legs and shit. I'm like, hold on, like, hold on. I didn't know he would. You feel me? I didn't know he got down like that. But bro, Bird is a killer, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Bird is a killer. Bird's a killer, bro. I'm literally falling in love with his game the more and more I watch these videos. And they're almost like addicting to watch. Like, I can easily sit down and watch these. Like, I'm not doing this for y'all. Like, I dead ass enjoy watching these stories about Larry Bird and shit like that. Like, all his highlights and stuff. Because he's really enjoyable to watch. And a lot of people back then, I could say, was not enjoyable to watch. But he is like that. Like, he's really skilled. That's going to do it for the video, man. I love y'all boys and girls. And until next time, peace.